Good evening, everypony. My name is Emerald Comet, and tonight I'm going to be talking about and reviewing a My Little Pony Friendship is Magic fanfiction. Now, it might be a little strange to be talking about fan-made work as opposed to the show that we all know and love, since that's kind of the reason how we all ended up here. But for one, there's already a huge group of analysts and reviewers who already talk about the show, and two, I think that when we see something that is fan-made, be it an animation or a piece of music, we should see if some level of quality and care was put into creating it. And fanfiction is no different. I know I wouldn't want to be stuck reading crap for the rest of my life. So with all that explaining stuff out of the way, let's get to reviewing this thing. And seeing as how it's Christmas, I think it only fitting that we review a Christmas-related story. Well, kinda a Christmas-related story. This is The Snob from Canterlot by JohnPerry. The Snob from Canterlot is a slice-of-life comedy that centers around a Canterlot playwright simply named The Snob, who has fled to Ponyville out of embarrassment after one of his plays receives a bad review from critics. Having lived in Ponyville for a while, the Snob has grown to hate how uncultured the Ponyvillians are, and decides to write a play where he'll mock the citizens on how uncultured he thinks they are. It's a relatively simple premise, and the whole story flows together and is paced very nicely. There's no filler or any unnecessary conversations, the author just puts his story in front of us and delivers on it very well. If there's one thing that needs to be talked about in regards to this fic, it's the fact that the entire thing is told in rhyme. The whole thing has the vibe of a classic Dr. Seuss book to it. In fact, JohnPerry stated in the description of the fic that he was inspired to write the story after a recent reading of The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. You see, it's inspired by and based on a Christmas story, so that technically does make it the Christmas story. Right? Anyway, the mere fact that the whole thing is in rhyme makes it one of the more unique fics that I've read. I can't imagine the amount of time it must have taken to make sure that each of the rhymes worked, so huge points go to the writer on the technicals of the story. The fic also mirrors its inspiration very well, from the opening right down to the lesson that the Snob learns at the end, which I won't spoil for those who haven't read it yet. Again, much like the Grinch, the Snob is a character who you just love to hate. Reading about his smug sense of superiority over the Ponyvillians and the thoughts that go through his head when he watches the actors on stage really puts a smile on your face. Pinky, Derpy, and Lyra are also included in the story as the three actors in the play, and they don't break character once. Pinky is enjoyably zany, and Derpy is just a joy to read about, particularly in one scene during the play where she comes out on stage wearing a rainbow wig and starts acting like Rainbow Dash. Lyra, though, I felt was a bit underused. Pinky and Derpy get their moments, but Lyra does basically nothing. She's introduced, gets on stage, does her part, and that's it. I don't know, just a scene where the Snob pokes fun at her because of her strange obsession with humans I think could have made for something. Just to give her something to do. Overall, though, I really liked this one. I can't think of anything major to complain about it or anything really terrible about it. If you want to check out something that's a little bit different, I'd definitely go and check it out. And if you have a fanfic that you want me to review, tell me about it in the comments. Tell me to review your favorites or tell me to review a bad one and torture me. Once again, I'm Emerald Comet, and I'll see you all next time.